What's up, guys? My name is Sam, Live Production Tips and Tools, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm actually gonna be talking about the Nikon D600, which is a camera, a full frame camera from Nikon, obviously, that can only actually cost only around $400. Okay, that's obviously you buy used, so you can find it used on some websites like eBay. But the reason why I want to talk about this camera is because it caught my attention. So my friend, who is a photographer, actually we work together in my in our other business. Actually, he has been using this camera to take pictures, and he has been getting good results out of it. And I thought, I would talk about this camera because I was impressed by its photography capabilities. But at the same time, this camera can be used to record videos and live stream. In fact, this is the camera that I'm using right now to record this video. And obviously, it has a clean HDMI, and I'm using autofocus, so that's a good thing. And just enough about all the intro stuff about the camera. Let me just give you my reasons why I feel like this is a camera worth considering in 2021 or 2022. So my reason number one, obviously, is because this camera is a full frame. So being full frame means you get a better depth of field. Like right now, I'm using a 2.8 aperture lens right now on it, and as you can see, I have a very good blurry background. And that's of course one of the benefits of having full frame. Another benefit is the fact that you're gonna be able to get a great low light performance from this camera, again, because it's full frame. So having a full frame camera for around $400, I think it's a good thing, and it's worth considering for 2022 or even now 2021. The next thing is the fact, of course, this camera has a 24.3, I believe, 24.3 megapixels. So that makes it a great camera for taking pictures. Like, actually, the main use of this camera for me and my friend, we use it mainly for taking pictures. What's up, guys? Sam here. Actually, that was a small pre-recorded video using the Nikon D600. So as you can see, it still has a little bit of issues that we are going to address during this live stream. So again, it wasn't live, so it was just a small clip that I pre-recorded before the live stream. And as you can see, the camera shut down on me. So anyways, welcome to the live stream. If you are here, make sure you say hello. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you watching from, and let me know what you're doing. Are you a freelancer? Are you live streaming for your church? Are you a videographer just doing your business and you are interested in cameras? Let me know in the chat and say hello. So right now, again, today we're gonna be talking about the D600. I'm gonna be sharing my experience with it. But at the same time, I wanna answer your questions. If you have some questions, if you have something that you want to share with the community, make sure you put it in the chat. I'm so pumped today to be here with you guys. So I'm not using the D600 right now to live stream. I'm using my Panasonic Lumix GH5. And before we go too far, so I'm gonna go through all the reasons why I think you should consider this camera. And again, I'm still experiencing some issues, as far as live streaming goes with this camera. So I'm gonna tell you everything that I've noticed, the strength and the weaknesses of this camera. Obviously, when you're buying a used camera, you understand this is I think it's a 10-year-old camera. It was released back in 2012, so you understand that it may have some issues. All right, so let me know where you're watching from in the chat. But let's go straight to it. So I'm gonna give you my 6 reasons why I feel you should consider this camera, especially if you are on a budget. So the reason number 1, obviously, this camera is full frame. So you understand that having a full frame camera for $400, it's a big deal. Full frame means you're gonna be able to get a nice depth of field without having to crank your ISO, sorry, your aperture to something like 1.4. In fact, 2.8, you really get a decent depth of field, like a blurry background, like what you see right now on my background. And the fact that it's a full frame camera, it also is going to give you good, great light, low light performance. So if you're shooting in an environment where most of the time your lights are dimmed, this camera is gonna be fantastic. Reason number 2 that I think you should consider this camera is the fact that the camera costs only around $400. So this camera, if you go to eBay right now, you can find it around 450. Like it's really under $500. Most of them, of course, they're used. This is a 10-year-old camera, but again, it's a full frame for under $500, so I feel like it's worth considering. Number 3, this camera is really amazing for photography. Okay, it has a 24.3 megapixels. So that's like really good. It's actually better than the Canon 5D Mark III. To my opinion, like I had the Canon 5D Mark III, and I've used it to take pictures and videos, and I feel like picture wise, not only this camera has more pixels, it also I feel like the quality of the pictures you can get from this camera is actually amazing. So this is my reason number 3. I feel like this camera is worth considering if you are a photographer, you're a beginner, or you feel like, or you have another Nikon camera and you need a second battery. This camera is not going to disappoint you. Hopefully, I'm gonna make a separate video about this, and I will be able to show you some examples of pictures that we took with it, and I'm really sure that you're going to like them. Reason number 4, this video, it can shoot videos, and it can shoot full HD. I can go up to 1080p 30 frames per second. It doesn't shoot 60 frames per second, but you can use it to shoot videos. So if you are, let's say you need a second camera again for shooting your videos, shooting interviews, shooting YouTube videos or social media videos, this camera is going to be fantastic for you. Reason number 5, of course, is the ability to be able to live stream with this camera. It does have a clean HDMI. It uses a mini HDMI, so you're gonna need to get some sort of adapter for it, but it's actually works, and you'll be able to actually use the autofocus from the camera when while live streaming. And I feel like this is something really good for under $500 if you could do the live streaming, photography, and video recording with this camera. Reason number 6, of course, it's a Nikon F mount, lens mount. So the reason number 6 is gonna be the fact that it's easy to find lenses for this camera. So you be able to really find used lenses, old, new lenses from Nikon. So it uses Nikon F mount for lenses. So I feel like it's easy to really find cheap lenses for this camera. Again, depending on what you want to use it for. If you want to use it for with some expensive lenses, you can still do it as well. I'm gonna be showing you some of the lenses that we get for it, that we use it to take pictures and videos sometimes. Now, Even though I just gave you the best things about this camera, the fact that it's cheap, you can use it for pictures, it's amazing, 24 megapixels. You can use it for video, record up to 30 frames per second, full HD, clean HDMI for live streaming with autofocus. You know, the camera, you have to keep in mind that it's 10 years old camera, so it does have some issues, and I'm still working, and mainly it's gonna be on the video part and live streaming part. So one of the issues that the camera has, obviously it doesn't have in-body stabilization. So if you want to use this camera handheld, or in an environment where you feel like you need to have a stable image, then you're not gonna have that from this camera. This camera is gonna be used really in places like, you know, if you want to, let's say if you have a tripod or you have a gimbal, or you can shoot handheld depending on the focal length that you're using. If you're shooting with the 24 mm lens, I feel like it's not gonna show. But if you're shooting like, you know, somewhere from 70 to 100 and something, or 200 mm focal length, then you know you're gonna start having issues. Another thing that this camera has, obviously it's an old camera, so that's gonna be a thing. You see, you have no flip out screen. The autofocus technology is not the same as nowadays cameras. Another thing is, you know, you're not gonna have Wi-Fi, like all the juicy stuff that you see with the newer cameras. You're not gonna have that. Okay. The last thing that I will say about this camera is really not future proof. So you can record video up to up to 30 frames per second in 1080. So it has no 4K, which is like the new standard for most cameras nowadays. So I feel like it's not gonna be future proof as far as video goes, but if you're using it for taking pictures, I think this camera is gonna be good for you for at least the next 3 years. Yeah, which is really not bad. Again, guys, it does take really good pictures. So if you're getting it for, you know, photography, I think it would be something really good. But if you're getting it for video recording and live streaming, then I'll say, you know, make sure you know what you're buying. I wouldn't recommend it to have it as your main camera for video and live streaming. But if you know, you want to get a little bit of everything, pictures and video, and live streaming, then this is the camera for you. 24 megapixels, guys, 24 megapixels, and it's full frame. Now I have to mention, I don't know if you maybe most of you just joined, but when I started, I did a little demo just to show you how to use it for live streaming. And I have to tell you that it has, first of all, it has a record limit of 30 minutes when you're recording video. But second, when you're live streaming, sometimes it will just time out from nowhere. So I need to figure out that part. It does give you a clean HDMI, full HD for live streaming, no problem. It's clean with autofocus. But the problem is it kind of times out. So I need to figure out if it's something that can be fixed by playing with the settings within the camera. So hopefully I'm gonna make a video about it, and I'm going to give you all the information. So thank you, guys. Let me see who's here. I got my friend Carlos. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here, man. How is Spain? How is Spain, man? Is it cold? How is the weather, by the way, in Spain? I live in Canada now. We are approaching November. Winter is coming. Everybody's gonna be stuck inside unless you enjoy the snow. So it's gonna get pretty cold here. Let me know how is the weather in Spain. I got my friend Champ now. Yo, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining. Finally, you here. I appreciate you being here, man. Let me know. Do you still think that the Nikon D700 we were having some argument this morning with Sammy, and he was telling me how I should consider the Nikon D700. I haven't used it, but finally we found out that it was not a full frame camera. Let's see. Carlos, I'm always here. Yes, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, man, being here. Let me know how you doing in Spain. How is the ministry going? How is church work going? Let me know. Put in the chat. It start raining now, and I think it will finish in April. Okay, so you guys have some sort of rain season. Okay, yeah, for us, man, it's not rain, it's snow. We're getting ready for the snow soon. November, December is gonna be white everywhere. Everywhere is gonna be white and cold. This is Carlos. Sorry, man, I don't like Nikon. Yeah, let me know why you don't like, why do you hate Nikon so much? So, guys, again, personally, I haven't. We run a video production company here, and we have been using our cameras mostly. Been using GH5. We have two GH5s, and I've been using a lot of Lumix cameras. So this Nikon camera, actually we've been using for only taking pictures, right? So this is like actually our main camera for taking pictures, and my friend has been using it for over 2 years, and he likes it, and we're actually buying more lenses for it. And I mean, one day I just woke up, I was like, okay, wait a minute, this camera is full frame. This camera does take good pictures. Does it have a clean HDMI? Let me test it out. And I tested out, and it happened to have a clean HDMI. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this camera because the camera is only $400, and it has a clean HDMI. It can record videos up to 30 frames per second, full HD. I was like, this is something interesting to talk about. So let me see. In the church here, okay, preparing our Christmas concert. All right, man. Keep it up, Carlos. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you being here, man. Yeah, so that's how I actually decided to make a live stream, and I'm gonna make a video about it for mostly people who may be interested in getting Nikon cameras, or mostly I think this camera is gonna be very, very useful for someone who does photography as their main focus. So if you are into photography and you need the second body, or you're just starting out, I feel like this is a perfect camera for you. You know, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is the perfect camera for you, you know. Then from there, time to time, you can use it to record some videos here and there, few clips here and there, and you can use it to live stream sometimes, even though I still have to test it before I can confirm, because it still has this timing out issue. I have to figure out if it's something that can be fixed with the camera settings, you know. But other than that, it's an amazing camera, and again, hopefully I'm gonna be able to show you some of the pictures that we took with the camera, and you'll be surprised. So other than that, let me see. Carlos reacts to these songs about Nikon, man. Sorry, man, I didn't get that. Maybe it's an emoji sometimes. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't get that, chat. Yeah, let me know what did you mean by that. So yeah, so let me just show you what we got for it. We actually have some lenses that we have for the camera. This is a manual lens that we have for it. It's a 24 mm 2.8. This is mainly used for, like, you know, I think it's a cheap one. It looks like an actually, it looks like a vintage lens. uh Wait a second, it's actually not. Yeah, so it's a Nikon lens from Nikon. And yeah, it's 24 mm lens, so that's the job. We use it for like wide angles whenever we want to take wide angles. And then we got a 50 mm lens again from Nikon for this camera. Let me just show it to you, see if my autofocus can work. Oh, there you go. So this is the lens. Again, it's a 50 mm from Nikon. So yeah, hope you guys can see it. And it's maximum aperture 1.8. So a 1.8 on a full frame, it does give you a nice blurry background, a nice depth of field. And finally, we have another huge, actually I didn't even show you the camera. So this is the camera. Just show it to you. So this is the camera. And so the lens that I have on it, it's actually a Sigma. It's a very expensive lens. We spent a lot of money on it. I think it's around $1,200-$1,300. So it's a Sigma 24-70, I believe. Yeah, it's a 24-70 Sigma lens. 2.8 is constant aperture. 2.8. Just let me see if I can do a close up for you guys to see. There you go. So this is the lens that we got for. This is like the main lens for it. And we are getting, actually we're gonna get a 70-200 as well. I already ordered it from eBay, so that one is coming as well. And that's gonna help us to get these creamy portraits, with the blurry background. Yeah, from 70-200 lens. So yeah, so those are mainly the lenses that we have for the camera. Let me see. Carlos saying, I tried a Nikon D600 and I didn't like the autofocus and the color science. Yeah, I agree with you, Carlos. Actually, one of the, I think Nikon and Lumix, as you can see right now, I am using a Lumix camera and my autofocus is not perfect. Yes, Nikon and Lumix or Panasonic, I think they have the worst autofocus system. So I agree with you that the autofocus is not perfect, even when using it on video. I was having some autofocus issues with this camera. So again, if you value autofocus a lot, this is not going to be a camera for you. And the color science as well. I don't think Nikon has the best color science. So if you are someone who are like really into video specs and you care about every single detail, again, this is not the camera for you. So like, again, honestly, my personal opinion, this is not the greatest camera for video. Okay, I need you guys to understand, this is not the greatest camera for video. It's really great for pictures, and it's an just the okay camera for pictures, video. So I would say don't buy this camera for for video. If you think your the main use is gonna be video, again, don't buy this camera. But if you feel like you need pictures, to take pictures, and you need a camera for pictures on a budget, this is a perfect camera for you, to my opinion. And then it can be useful because you already have it, you already have the lenses. Then it could be useful sometimes for video as well. So that's the way I see it, you know. It also has another thing is for video recording. It does have audio jack, so sorry, mic jack and headphones jack, so you can plug in headphones to monitor your audio, and you can plug in a microphone. It has a hat shoe, so like it's a normal decent DSLR camera for full frame and $400. And again, as I said, it has a mini HDMI, so you make sure if you're gonna use it to live stream or to plug in some sort of HDMI monitor, then make sure you get some sort of adapter. So I got this HDMI adapter for it. As you can see, this is the mini HDMI mini side, and it converts into full size HDMI, you know. By the way, it has two sides, so if you actually I liked this little converter because, as you can see, it has, sorry, you just can't get on focus. Yeah, so as you can see, it has one side mini and another side it has some mini, and another side it has micro HDMI, and then it will convert into full size HDMI. So this is something that you can use to convert the HDMI, the mini HDMI, to full size. If you have other cameras that use maybe micro HDMI sometimes, like myself, I use Lumix cameras like GX85, G7, G85. They all use micro HDMI, so I can use this little adapter sometimes on those camera. Let's see how you capture your camera for this streaming, man. Don't laugh at me, okay? So I'm using actually a very cheap capture card, $16 capture card, connected to my GH5. So yeah, that's it. So I got the $16 capture card connected to my GH5, and it's connected to my computer. I'm using OBS. Again, I think I'm gonna need to connect maybe something like an ATM mini or a second capture card to be able to show you another angle of my setup. But it's really simple. It's really simple, and kind of like it. I like to use cheap stuff most of the time because I'm not rich. That's one reason. But the second reason is because I like to test cheap stuff. Things like this camera, cheap capture cards, OBS, which is a free software, and actually I'm loving it. I feel like OBS has a great future, and I feel like people should be investing in OBS, by the way, because OBS is not going anywhere, by the way. So yeah, that's how I do it, man. Just my GH5. I have a 25 mm lens on it, which is 50 equivalent on a full frame sensor, and that's what's giving me the blurry background. It's maximum aperture is 1.4, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me see. Yes, man, we wait for the item for this channel. You wanna buy me an item mini, man? Yeah, I would appreciate. Yeah, I'm actually debating because I've been testing so many like I'm gonna do a review on the ATM Mini Extreme ISO. I actually have recorded it. I still have to edit, and I'm gonna do a lot of videos. I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to do a lot of videos about the ATM Mini Extreme ISO. So mostly some of the stuff that I review on the channel, guys, just to be transparent, most of the stuff are stuff that I get to actually buy for my clients. So I recommend for churches or businesses who are trying to get into live streaming. So when I buy things for churches, most of the time they ship to my place, and I get to test them before I can go do the actual installation. And I do reviews. I review their setups. Sometimes I'll record videos on my at my place, and that's how you get to see me reviewing a lot of cameras, a lot of switchers and stuff. But personally, I'm still debating because I want to buy my own ATM Mini, and I'm still debating, should I buy the ATM Mini Pro ISO Extreme ISO. I'm like, I don't know what to buy. So guys, let me know, what should I buy? Should I get the Extreme ISO? Should I get the Extreme, just the Extreme? Should I get the ISO? For me, I feel like the ISO, whatever I'm gonna buy, I'm tempted to get the ISO, because the fact that I'll be able to live stream and be able to actually record each fade coming into the switcher, and be able to color grade afterwards, and kind of like repurpose the whole live stream into a good looking video. That's something I feel like I'm leaning into. So let me know. I got Philly. What's up, live tip? Love your content. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you do. Are you into church production? Are you into social media? How do you enjoy my content, and it's been helping you to do what? Let me know in the chat, and let me know where you're watching from. I use both on my live streams. Okay, let me see. Okay. I would prefer the Elgato 4K Pro. Yeah. I was actually yesterday. I was trying to shop for a capture card, and you see all these pretty good-looking capture cards, guys. I have nothing against the Elgato. Like the Elgato, man, it's really good. It has a clean picture, and if you can see, I'm using a cheap capture card, and I actually have a preset. I have some sort of I have a LUT applied to my live feed. So what you're watching right now is not what's coming from the camera. So I applied the small LUT that I created in Premiere Pro, and I applied it so to make sure the picture looks really good. So basically, this what you're watching now is like color graded, okay? But with this cheap capture card, first thing, it does not record 4K. Second, it doesn't record it does not. Yeah, it does not take. It takes 4K. It can take a 4K signal, but it's not going to output 4K. Second, it does not output 60 frames per second. Even though on Amazon, when you're trying to buy it, they are going to say that they always advertise that it's going to live stream whatever output 60 frames per second. I tried it. It's really not reliable. It does output 60 frames per second, but it's not good. It's not usable. So don't be tricked with this cheap capture card. But for 30 frames per second and 24 frames per second, they do work. As you can see, you guys been telling me that my video looks good. So again, that's the cheap capture cards. Now, if you have a little bit of money, you can buy the Elgato 4K Pro or the Elgato, the Camlink as well. These are like great capture cards, top high quality. The image is gonna be almost 100% what you're getting from you're sending from the camera. So if you got the money, man, go for it. So yeah, these are really good capture cards. I agree with you. Let me see, Carlos. I recommend you the ATM Mini Extreme ISO for both HDMI outputs, the two USB Type C and 8 channels. Yeah, man. Again, I know, man. It's a beast. Again, as I said, I'm gonna be making some videos about it. So if you are into that kind of stuff, stay tuned. I have recorded actually the review, the first review, the first impression. Hopefully I'll be able to post it sometime soon, and I'm gonna be doing some reviews showing you guys how to record multiple channels and stuff from the ATM Extreme ISO. So stay tuned. And yes, Carlos, I'm tempted to get it, especially for my business, for this studio, for this live stream that you guys are watching right now. I'm not sure if I should get it, but again, I can get it, maybe use it for the business and here. But sometimes I like to keep, like a separate setup just for the studio and another setup for the business. So I will see what I will get. I will let you guys know. Can you quit the preset for a moment to see the difference? Yeah, sure, man. Give me a second. This is my live camera, and let me see. GH5. No, not here. So that's guys. So that's the image without the filter. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see the difference. So basically, you see that the image without without the filter. Sorry, just gonna get some water. So if you can see the image without the filter, it's kind of washed a little bit. It's kind of washed out. Too much white. So yeah, so that's the image without the filter, and this is the image with the filter. Again, this is without the LUT, and this is with the LUT. So guys, let me know what you think. Carlos, let me know, what do you think? Philly, Philly Cable Dave, I do take videos on my channel. I'm from Philly. Oh yeah, cool, man. I would love to check out your channel. Do you do live streaming stuff like what I'm doing right now? Let me know, man. I appreciate people doing exactly the same thing as me. And yeah, I'm gonna check out your channel, man. I'll check it out and see if we probably do the same thing or something similar. So you never know. You never know, in the future, maybe we could do something together, Let me see. Carlos, sorry, remove the preset. You want me to do it again, Carlos? Where were you? I just did it. I just did it like 3 times. Let me know. You have lowered the exposure a little, and you have given it. Yeah. So again, this is like, I try to get the most out of like, I try to get the most that I can get out of the camera, So and then when I do color grading, because again, you're sending an MP4 file to OBS, so I don't want to kind of overdo it, like add too much. Sorry, add too much, like like saturation and stuff. So I make sure my white balance is good. I make sure the contrast, the exposure, like all the exposure. I do everything within the camera. Make sure I get the best looking picture so that I don't have to color grade too much. And yeah, and after that I just tweak a little bit, you know, work on the contrast a little bit, lower the whites a little bit. Again, I'm not saying this is the best that I can get. So if you guys, if you guys in the chat, if you guys know how to color grade and you feel you can get something better than what I have right now, let me know. I'll send you the file and you can grade it for me, and I can use it on my next live stream and see what it looks like, you know. So let me know. But also that there's the fact that the capture card that I'm using is really like, it does cut some sort of it's like some greenish color on the picture, so it's not perfect. So maybe when I get an ATM mini or some capture card that can give me a better picture, I think I'll do better. Let me see, Carlos, what are you saying? Oh, okay. Hey, Daniel is here. Welcome, man. Thank you for joining. This is my friend Daniel from India. This guy started watching my stuff when I had like 50 subscribers. So this is like one of my best friends. we had a bond from 50 subscribers to over 1,000 subscribers. This guy's been with me. Man, thank you so much for making me be part of your live stream setups and your media ministry. I appreciate you being here, Daniel. Carlos, what camera do you use? Okay, I think this is Carlos asking Philly. Let me see. Daniel, the video is in warm look. Yeah, you mean my video? Probably, yeah. Again, it's not perfect. So I have a light. It probably has to do with my lighting as well. And it's bicolor, so it's RGB and bicolor. And so like the way I adjusted the white balance to match with the camera, I kind of made myself look a little warmer. It's just like a look that I wanted to kind of keep. So let me know, guys. Is it bad? Is it good? It's okay, man. I like people actually who tell me if something is bad. I'm not insecure or anything, you know. I know that I'll never get it perfect. You know, like if you are a creative content creator or something, and you feel like you get it right, you get it perfect, I think that's the time you start sinking, you know, because you never get it perfect. Again, there's also a fact that sometimes you may have a look that you prefer, and it's just your preference, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if you guys have suggestions, you feel like my picture doesn't look really good, let me know. Put in the chat. Tell me, hey, Sam, your picture looks bad. You should work on this. You should work on this. I'm open, you know? So let me know, guys. But so far, this is the best look that I could get for my setup. Let me know what you think. Let me see. Okay, this is a huge comment from Philly. I prefer Camlink Pro with the full HDMI input and a Stream Deck. You have more control over your camera. I also have the ATM Mini. Okay, so guys, let's talk a little quick actually about these capture cards that you have to install inside your PC. Let me know what you think. Capture card that you install inside your PC versus capture cards they're kind of like external. Let me know. What do you think? Something like ATM Mini Extreme ISO versus something like the Camlink Pro. that you kind of have to install within your PC, and you have like 4 HDMI, I believe, 4 or 2 HDMI inputs, I believe, yeah, 4 HDMI inputs. Do you think that's a good way to go about it? I'm gonna give you my opinion. As for it, the good thing about having an external capture card or an external switcher, the good thing is the fact that you're not putting any load to your computer, right, to your PC. So basically, the external capture card or the external switcher is doing all the heavy lifting. You can even bring a cheap laptop, pair with your ATM Mini Extreme ISO or any ATM Mini, and have a USB coming in as a webcam, and it's gonna, you're gonna be able to live stream no problem. And also the fact that you'll be able to live stream from the unit itself. So basically, you're not gonna need a super powerful computer. Now, that's one. Second, one of the things that I hate about these switchers, especially Blackmagic switchers, is the fact that you cannot color grade your cameras, right? Unless you use Blackmagic cameras, which is, for me, I feel like Blackmagic should change that. Or let me tell you what I think. I think Blackmagic should give us an option to color grade any camera coming through the HDMI, right? Maybe charge a little bit, a small fee for the software. If you want that feature enabled for you, kind of like have to pay a small extra fee for that. I think at least we will have an option to do that, right? Without having to be forced to buy Blackmagic cameras. Because let's face it, who wants to be 100% Blackmagic? You know what I mean? Like, man, So like Blackmagic has great products, we all know, but you don't want to have everything Blackmagic. You don't want to be married to Blackmagic. You want to have the freedom to get a Panasonic camera or any other brand and kind of pair it with the Blackmagic switcher and be able to color grade in real time. So that's one thing that I hate about those kind of switchers. But other than that, I think it's a fantastic solution. Now, when it comes to switchers, to capture cards where you have to kind of install them inside your PC, then you have four HDMIs coming into your PC. It's an example, and you have control over your cameras. You can color grade. Each camera is gonna come in as an individual input, and if you want to record, you won't have to get something like the ISO thing, whatever. You can use a software to control all the cameras, do whatever you want, color grade and everything. But your computer has to be able to handle it. Your computer has to be super powerful, which means you're gonna spend more money on the computer. And the second thing is the computer has to be able to live stream. It has to be able to encode. It has to be able to switch. It has to be able to manage almost everything, color grade, everything. So I feel like you're putting a lot of work on the computer. And for me, it's still okay, depending on what you want to achieve. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. Let me know. What do you think? Let me know. Let me see what you're saying in the chat, because I feel like this is a very sensitive topic. Let me see how I can. Yeah. Say, buddy, your video on Lumix camera G7, G85, and GH5 are eye-opening content. Now, in our area, many rural churches are using G7 and G85. Amazing cameras. All right, thanks, Daniel. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, that's why I like covering cheap cameras and cheap gear that can actually be helpful to anyone for any budget. And if you have a lot of money, if you have more money, I still feel like cameras like G85, it's a good camera. It has in-body stabilization, it's cheap, and it's micro four third, and you can easily find lenses for it. and it doesn't have any record limit. Either you have a small budget or big budget, this is actually a legit good camera, you know. So thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me see. um I use Canon M100 for my overhead cam, which I've got some firmware to make it clean HDMI. Also M200 by Canon. Okay, Carlos is leaving. Bye, man. Sorry, I just saw the chat right now. Thank you, man. I appreciate you being here. I will see you next time. Thanks for joining. I'll be here on Monday, same time. So hopefully I'll be able to see you. All right, man. Thanks for being here. Let me see. Philly, Blackmagic cameras are so expensive. Yeah. Agreed, man. I agree with you. Again, depending on the budget that you're working with, but Blackmagic cameras may be a little pricier than some, micro four third cameras like Lumix GH5, Lumix GH4, Lumix GX85, So that's why I feel like that's why they kind of forcing you if you're buying their switchers, because their switchers are really cheap and inexpensive. So I think they're trying to make money by selling you their cameras, But for me, I feel like people still, if you already have like 4 or 5 cameras in your setup and you buy a Blackmagic switcher, I don't think the fact that they're not giving you an option to color grade your camera feed, I don't think that's gonna change your mind, make you buy or sell your cameras or forget all your cameras and forget about all your cameras and go buy Blackmagic cameras. So for me, well, I don't think Blackmagic is watching my live stream, but if Blackmagic, if you were watching, I would say keep the software, let us color grade our cameras, okay, and maybe charge a fee. We understand you have to make a little bit of money. It's okay, but we gotta have that option, If you don't want to buy Blackmagic cameras, we want to be able to color grade our cameras, So charge us a fee for the software. Maybe, a feature that we have to pay $50 extra or $100 extra or $200 to get the license to be able to color grade our cameras, So that's just my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think. Philly. All right. So guys, let me see. What is the specs of computer you are streaming on now? Philly, that's a good one. Actually, I'm sorry because I don't have all the specs with me. It's a custom built computer. It cost me around $3,500. So I'm gonna have to go back and look for all the specs all the parts that I used. If you don't mind, let me just put my email, okay? If you are interested to know. By the way, it's not just for live stream, so I use it to edit videos as well. So we have a video production company. So I edit weddings, events like church events, concerts, like others, like commercials, like videography stuff and editing pictures. We do pictures as well. So like it's really like it's more like a work video production computer than being just like for live streaming. So it's kind of an overkill for just having it for live streaming. But yeah, so let me actually send you my email address, and you can email me. I can give you the list. Let me see if I can put in the chat. Sorry guys, let me know what you think about having a capture card within the computer or having an external capture card, you know. So live production. So Philly, that's my email. You can send me an email, and I'll be able to give you the list if you are interested. Again, I'm gonna check out your channel, by the way, because you told me you do tech. So guys in the chat, if you are into tech, you make sure you check Philly's channel, because he told me he has a YouTube channel. So make sure you check him out. I'm more about, if somebody's doing some good, you gotta go check them out. He may have some information for you guys. So yeah, so guys, again, I'm about to end the live stream. It looks like the chat is quiet a little bit. Again, today we talked about this cheap camera that we got, the Nikon D600. We use it mainly for taking pictures. It's a full frame camera. That's why it caught my attention. It's a full frame camera from Nikon, and it's a 24.3 megapixels. Really, really good for taking pictures. And if you are into video, again, you can still use this camera for video recording. It does have a record limit of 30 minutes, and it records 1080p, 30 frames per second. For live streaming, is not perfect yet, but it does have a clean HDMI, and it can output 1080p. It's an old camera, so it's 10 years old. But if you're on a budget and you're looking for a full frame camera for pictures, and for pictures mainly, because it's fantastic. For pictures, guys, hands down, it's dope. And you want something that you can, on the top of that you can use for video, this is a fantastic camera for only $400, guys, on eBay, right? But other than that, we talked a little bit about switchers and black magic switchers, color grading, my setup and everything. So guys, it's been fun having you around. Thank you guys for joining the chat. Again, I'm gonna be back on Monday, so make sure you don't miss my next live stream. Let me know if you want me to cover some specific topics. Put in the chat and let me know what you want me to cover, because I'm gonna be I'll be happy to. Actually, I like covering things that you guys want to know. Okay, so again, thank you guys for joining. If you have if you have few questions before I leave, put them in the chat, because I'll be ending the live stream soon. It's a great live stream, my friend. I will email you. Perfect, man. I appreciate you for being here, and I'm looking forward to be in touch with you, man. As you can see, by the way, my Panasonic Lumix autofocus is always messing up things, so it's not perfect. So guys, again, thank you so much, guys, for being here. It looks like the chat is quiet. If you have you just joined, we are ending the chat, but feel free to watch the replay. And again, I appreciate you, and let me know any topic that you want to cover, your questions. You can always send me an email. If you go to my about on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to actually see my email address. You can contact me anytime if you need some help setting up your church live stream, or your live stream setups for events, or for your videography business, or for your social media. If you are a YouTuber, you're doing Facebook or any other social media, Twitch, let me know. You can get in touch with me for free. I'll be able to help you. If we need to set up a call, we would do that, or a Zoom call, we would do that for free. I don't charge money. So let me know anything. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Other than that, again, I appreciate you, and thanks for being part of the live production tips and tools family. Take care, and I'll see you next time. See you on Monday on the live stream. All right, guys. Thank you, and bye-bye.